In this chapter, let us learn to store a data with an advanced data type or a data structure called dictionary, and model the real world problems with the advanced data types like lists, tuples, and dictionaries. After completing this chapter, you will be able to demonstrate the storing as well as processing of data with the advanced data structure called dictionary. Also, you will be able to write programs by choosing suitable data structure, that is dictionary or tuple or list or even combination of these three for modeling of real world problems. In this video, let us learn to define a data structure called dictionary. Also, we learn to access the individual items present in a dictionary, adding new items as well as traversal of all the items present in a dictionary with the looping structure. Dictionary data type. Dictionary is a collection of items separated with comma, where each item is a key value pair separated with colon. And indices for dictionaries are called as keys, and the key with its associated value is called a key value pair. That is why we define a dictionary as a unordered collection of items where each item is a key value pair, wherein key and value is separated with colon. And how do we define a dictionary in Python? We use the braces to enclose the individual items present in a dictionary, and we can use a different data types for indices along with the integers. Let us take up the example. Here we are defining one dictionary called my cat with three items. This is first item, and this is second item, and this is third item. And here each item is a key value pair, and first element within the item is a key. This is a key. Remember that we are here using a string as a key, a colon followed by a value, and each item is separated with semicolon, and this is a second key value pair item, key colon value, and this is a third item. And there is no ordering among the items like a list. You can shuffle these individual items as the values are identified based on the associated key. And in this example, we have three keys: a size, color, and disposition, and we have three values: fat, gray, and loud. How do we access the values? By specifying the keys. Let us take up the example. Already we defined a dictionary called mycat, and I want to access the value associated with the key called size. To access the values present in a dictionary, we have to use the index operator like a list as well as tuple, and we have to specify the key as a index. Size is the index, and mycat is a dictionary name. This is how we can access the individual values associated with keys. And we can also use integers as keys, and there is no restriction that the keys have to be started with the value 0. You can have any number, and you don't have to follow the ordering while storing the key value pairs, as dictionary is unordered collection. Let us take up the example. Here we have defined a dictionary called spam. You can see the braces here which represents the dictionary, and this is a first key value pair, and this is a second one. A key is an integer which is a large number, and this is a value associated with this key, and this is a second key which is also of type integer, and this is the value associated with a key 42. We can define the empty dictionary with this notation, like we had defined lists as well as tuples with this kind of notation. We can use this notation to define an empty list, as well as you can use this a method DICT, dictionary method, which creates the empty dictionary with no items in it. How do we add new keys into the dictionary? We can use the square brackets as well as the assignment statement. Let us take up the example. We have created a dictionary called non-spam. This is a notation which creates the dictionary with 0 items, and now we want to add a key value pair. What we have to do is we have to use a square brackets along with the dictionary name, square brackets followed by the key, that is 1 here, equal to the value. Once you use this assignment statement, the dictionary non-spam now contains one item having a key 1 and associated value is first. If you want to print a dictionary, you can use a print method, and this method will display the entire dictionary with key value pairs separated with colon. Here is an example. If you write a print non-spam, results in this output, as non-spam has one item with the key 1 and a value first. If the key is not present in the dictionary and you try to access the value associated with the key, at that time you will get an exception, that is a key error. If you try to access a value associated with the key 4 which is not there in the dictionary non-spam, definitely it produces a runtime error or exception. You can retrieve the number of items, that is key value pairs, present in the dictionary with the traditional length function. This is the syntax length of a dictionary. Now it results 1 as we have only one item present in the dictionary, non-span. Now let us compare the dictionary with a data type list. As I said, list is a collection of items, and dictionary is also a collection of items. That is a similarity. And the difference is list is ordered collection. This is a difference. Ordered. There is a ordering among the individual items or elements present in a list, wherein dictionary items are unordered. There is no ordering among the individual elements or items. It means that first element of a list will be always found at index 0, but there is no element called first element or first item in dictionary, or second item or a last item. There is no ordering. You can place the individual items in any order in case of dictionary. Thus, there is an order among the elements in a list, and there is no ordering among the key value pairs. You can use the equality operator to check whether two lists are equal. At the same time, you cannot use that equality operator to get the same result as that of list, because dictionary is unordered collection of elements. Let us have one example to illustrate this. Take up a list, a span with cats, dogs and moose, and let us have one more list. We have just shuffled the elements. As I said, list is ordered collection of item. You can see the first list has got one order, even though elements represents the same, and second has got different order. And if you try to use a equality operator with the if condition, it results false, because we don't have same element in the second list. A cats is not found as a first element in the second list, and so on. That is why we get a false. But same thing if you implement with the dictionary with the key value pairs, and if you shuffle this ordering, still you get the result true, because it checks the keys and values, not the ordering of individual items. How about accessing the portion of dictionary? As I said, dictionary is unordered collection of items. We cannot use the slice operator. We can use the slice operator with respect to string, tuple, as well as with list. We cannot use a slice operator with dictionary. Although the dictionary is unordered collection, still we can organize our data in a powerful ways depending upon the scenarios of problems or the applications. Let us have one real world example of storing birthdays of friends. Normally we have number of friends, and it is hard to remember the birthdays of all our friends. Forget about this Facebook and other social media where you get reminders. How do we model or store these birthdays of these friends? The best data structure to store the birthdays of all my friends is to define a dictionary. Dictionary having key value pairs. And what is a key here? Key should be the name of a friend, and the value is the date. Normally, you don't have to store the year there. You can store a date and the month. That is enough. A date and a month is a value which is stored against the key, where key is a name of a person. This is how we can store the birthdays of our friends. We have here 3 friends, Alice, Bob and Carol, and the names of these friends are defined as a keys for this dictionary, and we have stored their birthdays as a values. 3 values for 3 different keys. And how do we access the birthday of a friend? You can use a traditional square brackets or index operator to access the birthday of a Bob. Birthdays index operator, a Bob, will return the birthday of a person or a friend, a Bob. Similarly, you can get the birthday of a Carol by specifying the dictionary name followed by the index operator with the index, which is a key, which is also a name of that a person. This is how you can model the real world data in a powerful way, so that you can access the data in within a fraction of seconds. Finally, the dictionary traversal. We can use for loop to traverse the keys of a dictionary as a sequence, and we can retrieve the associated values stored against these keys. Let us take up this example. We have defined a dictionary called counts. Alice is a key and 1 is a value. Similarly, Bob is a string key values, and the key values are actually here integers, keys are strings, and we want to access these individual values one by one in a sequential order. This can be done with the for statement. For each key present in a dictionary, that means for Alice, Bob and Carol, what we are doing is we are accessing the key as well as the value which is associated with that key. To access the value at a given key, we have to use the index operator. And you can also use the comparison statement or relational statements, and you can even retrieve or display or even process only the segments or the interested values by specifying the condition like this. If you want to display only the values of a keys or values only above 10, then you have to specify counts of keys greater than 10. Or if you want to display the values of only a specific key, then you have to specify a key equal to some a name, Alice or Bob or Carol. That can be done. This is how you can retrieve the individual values which are present in a dictionary by specifying the relevant or related key of that value. Let us summarize this session. We created a dictionary with key value pairs and added the new keys along with the values with the help of assignment statement. We use the index operator like what we had done for lists and strings and tuples to access the elements Here too we use the same index operator to access the values stored against the keys. A for loop is a looping structure. Even one can use a while statement to traverse these key value pairs present in a dictionary. Finally, we compared the list and dictionaries, especially the similarities. Similarity is the access. We use a index operator, and one more similarity is the a collection of item. The differences are lists are ordered, dictionaries are unordered, and dictionaries are unordered. We cannot apply the slice operator on dictionary data type. And based on the application needs, a dictionary sometimes provides a powerful mechanism to model the data against the list data structure.